most known for her iconic portrayal of Anne Shirley in Netflix's Anne with an E, where we obviously met. And for those of you who don't know, I played the school teacher, but because like the last time people were like, why is Miranda talking to this man?
It's the mustache and the wig change everything. Everyone's like, oh, he's so handsome. I'm like, I know. Like, please.
Yeah. I mean, you're so sweet. And this light, I'm like, oh God, wow. I'm like, do I have a vitamin C, D deficiency? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna move on from that. But I pulled this up when I was doing my little research on you.
Oh,
The New York Times said your performance in Anne with an E was wonderfully ebullient and eminently likable, which is just
yeah.
how I would describe you in real life too.
Oh, God, that's so sweet.
Like they nailed that.
That was insane they did that. I remember seeing that and just crying. I was like, why? What?
Because you're so talented. And then for that incredibly eminently likable performance, went on to earn a Canadian Screen Award and an ACTRA Award for Best Performance, performance categories in both, since she's been in Black Medicine, All My Funny Sorrows, and season 4 of Netflix's drama Stranger Things, portraying Vicky as the cool, fast-talking band nerd, which hilariously, and I'm sure you get this all the time,
Yeah.
is kind of what I would imagine to be like the descendant, the great granddaughter of Anne.
Oh,
Like,
100. I read the script and I went, am I just sort of redoing like Anne, but in like a completely different era?
yeah.
They even made me ginger in it. They gave me a wig. I was like, guys, please, please, I'm begging you.
Like what an incredible parallel. I mean, but also I think that's connected to your great relationship to language. Like you really know how to tell a story and to speak. Speaking of text, why don't you explain what your first moment was when it came to your Anne experience? Like what like the process of like the story coming your way, getting into building that beautiful young woman.
It's crazy. I've been watching more edits and stuff as well, and I'm looking at it going like, oh my God, I was a child. I was like really a child. And I think I'm finally old enough now to kind of recognize that. Essentially, I had done a couple little TV things in Ireland, and I'm in my little bungalow with my grandparents, and we're just, living day-to-day life with the sheep. And I'm sort of like a lovely, wonderful agent that I've been with since I was 11, Lisa Richards, love of my life. And so I'm kind of getting sent self-tapes every so often. And there was one day, I think I had like 5 to do in one day. It was very sort of, we're going to sit down and we're just going to get through every single one of these.
Yeah.
And so I'm 13 at this point, 12, 13. And Anne was the last one that I did. And I remember that leaving that to last because the text was when I'm in the buggy with Matthew and I'm talking about being a bride, and it's sort of, like 3 pages of just nonsense. And so I did it last and we kind of got it done, and I very quickly memorized it, Lord knows how, sent it off, and then they asked for a recall. So I sent in another one and they gave me some notes. And then next thing you know, they're going, oh, we'd love to welcome you to Toronto to come and do a live audition. And so me and my family are just kind of, ha 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 ha, okay, sure. Because I'd auditioned for things in England that had never come to. It was more like a family holiday with this thing that I was sort of doing on the side in a way. And so we traveled over. My mum was born in Alberta, so I was really grateful to see yeah, that's why I have my passport.
I'm from Alberta.
I didn't know you're from Alberta.
Yeah. We're actually secretly related.
No, stop it. I'd die. Oh my God, cousin.
Yeah, no, we're both Irish and we're both like Albertans somehow.
That's
anyway,
I didn't know that. Okay, well, she was born in Calgary in Alberta.
Amazing.
Amazing.
If you want to be born anywhere in Alberta, you want to be born in Calgary. Just
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So my grandparents hadn't been there in, like 25 years or something. And so they got to go back to Canada and reconnect. I came to do this audition and stay in this insane hotel. I met all the other girls that were auditioning. We were all in the same hotel. We became really good friends. They were all really lovely.
Oh, sweet.
Because obviously there is this sense of competition, but when you're a kid, you're just sort of like, no, like I just want to be friends. And, the moms can be whatever they want to be, but the kids are always quite stable and friendly. And so I went across to the CBC building and went in, and I sort of did the audition, and it's all like, some of it is still a blur because I did the scene that I'd done on tape, and then they just said, we're going to pass your phone and there's going to be different pictures and you're just going to talk about whatever it is for as long as you can. And me being the chatty Cathy that I am, I went, yes, of course, this is very easy, thank you. And so I know there were cherry blossoms, I know that there was lions, and like, these are things, it's like, I'm 11 years old, I don't have facts, right, about lions. Right. I have made up stories, and I think that was a sort of, I think that's what they were looking for, and I didn't even know it.
Facts about lions. I mean, as an adult man, I don't have facts about lions.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'll just make up a story of this husband and wife lion who had a kid, and I don't know, I'll just And I guess that's exactly what they were looking for, and they invited me back again. I did one last live audition at a mansion place with a big garden. Yeah. And I just had to go around orchestrating the flowers that were playing music and things. And I remember thinking it went terribly because they asked me to do a cartwheel, and still to this day I cannot do a cartwheel. And I remember thinking, I've blown it, I can't do a cartwheel, and they need me to do a cartwheel, and I've lost it. And I went back to my parents and I was like, yeah, that other girl that's in the hotel, she's gonna get it, we're the last two left, I'm really upset, but what can you do? Yeah. And then got a call like a week or two later when we were back in Ireland, just, hey, can you be ready in 2 weeks to come to Toronto for 6 months? Sure. Yeah.
I can't do a cartwheel though.
I can't do a cartwheel, please. Like, freaking out. Yeah. And then we just went, and that was it.
That's. I also think too that is probably a marker on how honest and real you were as a storyteller, that you thought you didn't do a good job because you were just so in it. You were just doing your own thing, and then you go, I don't really know what happened. I think it was bad. And like, we all know that like every 1880s young woman knows how to do a cartwheel.
Yeah, of course they do.
It's standard. Instinct. That's history. That's a fact. These are facts that we possess. So of course you'd be like, I for sure didn't get it. But I think that's also the magic of like your humility and your kindness, that you would sit in that space.
Yeah, just go, I'll learn how to do a cartwheel next year. Never did.
Yeah. Never did. And you never need to. You never will.
All right, it's a part of me now. I just can't.
It's your identity. Like, if you could cartwheel, you might not be the actress that you are.
It's so true. It's so true.
It could completely change. So then let's move to your first day on set. What are the feelings? Where are you? Who are you with? Where did your heart and mind go?
Okay, so Prince Edward Island. Ooh. First day ever. I hope I've got this right. I hope this is the first scene that we did, but I'm 90% sure. So fly over. Well, we come into the airport first of all, and there's like an Anne of Green Gables little poster of like a girl with braids, and I'm like, because I'm still 13. Like, I'm not realizing how big this is in PEI or Canada. Like, I haven't registered this yet. And I'm kind of going like, oh shoot, okay, that's fine. There's like Anne of Green Gables sweet shops, and I'm suddenly feeling quite overwhelmed. And I sort of walk in, and there's a lovely little welcoming basket, but it's all full of like Anne of Green Gables kind of chocolates and things, and I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is very this is strange. So getting to set, I think a lot of the first hour was built up of, because we'd done hair makeup tests, but a lot of it was first figuring out freckles. and how many. And so they look good, and Diane was just gorgeous. So I remember a lot of time I was sitting in a makeup chair, just all the producers kind of there, and I'm just like sitting, not doing anything, just getting freckles done, just sitting in my own mind being like, okay, you've worked on this, you're fine. This is about how you make up. This isn't about the amazing Megan follows. This isn't about the 80s. This isn't about that. That's just, we need to detach, because I remember being very stuck on that for a while. And then going down with my Nana and getting into the buggy with R.H. Thompson, who
So
was
did you watch
Pardon?
any of the other ones? Did you watch her at all?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I have now, but at the
Yeah.
time, I don't think I watched it, I think until season 3, and then I saw a couple clips, and I went, okay, I'm good.
Right.
Like, I avoided it at all costs.
Fair. Because you wouldn't want to like subconsciously emulate it.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember being worried about sort of imitating her, and then I was like, well, if I haven't watched it, then I doubt that's possible.
Yeah. You won't be thinking about it. You'll just be doing whatever it is instinctual to you.
Literally.
Okay. Sorry, you're meeting RH.
I'm meeting RH. RH was very funny and very sweet, very kind to me. We got in the buggy, and I just did the monologue. And I did the monologue that I'd done since the first audition, and I knew it like the back of my hand. And I'm feeling kind of the air from the sea and just this gorgeous landscape, and I just let go. And so much of that day is a blur to me, because I just was there and very present, and I don't remember any of it. And I did that running in the cliffs where I'm crying, and I remember doing that for kind of every girl who needed it, and just letting my heart just kind of explode, almost in a political sense. Like every girl that kind of just needed it, I just let it go for them. So that whole experience was very visceral and real and kind of perfect. And I think that was always in the back of my mind when we were, in studio and stuff. It was a good start. It wasn't too bad.
It sounds really boring. It sounds uninspiring.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you could have done better. And
yes,
so I'm I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah.
Thank you. Anytime.
Like it feels like you didn't touch anyone's heart with that story.
No, nothing happened there. I just switched off Netflix. Boo.
F it. What would you say was your biggest challenge while filming, or a moment that you are most proud of during filming?
Oof. Okay, I've got one that culminates both of those things.
Okay. So,
it is a scene where I am upstairs in the barn, and I'm crying because I think it's like I'm leaving home, or Matthew kind of comes up, and I'm saying it doesn't matter, like I'll be gone soon, about Marilla not wanting me there. And I'm just bawling my eyes out to him and just explaining like nobody cares, nobody minds. And so I'm filming this scene. I think this is season 2. It could be season 1, I'm not sure. And I was going through a lot of very, very difficult family scenarios at that time, and a lot of what I was saying in that scene was very, very genuine of how I felt. Which, annoyingly, every time Moira wrote an episode, it was exactly what I was going through that time, and it was so annoying. I was like, why are you doing this? And she was like, it's not intentional. I'm like, yeah, girl, I think it is. I'm sorry. But I was sort of in this place with my family where everything was all up in the air, and it was a very difficult kind of situation to be in whilst away in a different country and being so young. And so I'm just filming the scene with RH, and every time we cut, I'm just still crying. And I'm still like, and I'm talking to him, and he's being so sweet with me. And I'm just explaining my side of it. And then how that interconnects with Anne's. And I think that scene is something that I both struggle with watching, because it's so personal to me, and no one on the set knew except me and RH. But something that I'm incredibly proud of because
Sorry, 1 second. I have the craziest tickle in my
please,
throat.
baby. Please, baby. You're so cute holding that in.
Not COVID. Look at my like eyes are watering.
I was like, are you crying? What's
So
happening?
sorry.
What did I say?
Oh
Why I have my handy dandy water with me. I was worried this would happen.
God, you're good. You're good. Okay. And you were saying no one. I'm so embarrassing. Look at me.
Okay, get water. We have
It's
time
recorded. No, we're fine. We're back. I'm here for you. We're here for you. The just a vulnerability, bonding moment.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. No one knew that this was actually happening in your real life.
Yeah.
See that.
Yeah, so I'm sort of, we do this thing, like, if we were talking about something private on set and we had our mics, we'd sort of cap them. I'm sure we did this.
Yes.
And you'd kind of either gossip or you'd say something going on in your personal life that you didn't want it announced if if your mic was still on. And so I'm kind of tapping my mic and I'm talking RH. And I love watching that scene now because for a long time I couldn't because it was so intense. And it hurt to watch it. And it was like, you were just a kid and you were going through all this stuff and no one knew. And now I watch it with this huge sense of just pride in being that kid and being open enough emotionally to let all of that go and to be so raw and so honest, not fear that. I never feared being open. And I think that was a lot of beauty in the first, especially 2 seasons of any crying scene I'm doing. I know deep down exactly what I was thinking about.
Right.
And I now watch that with a lot of pride and a lot of, I don't know, just, all right, kid. Like, yeah, good job. Like, that's, I'm proud of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah. Well, it is really funny how, like, we're constantly, we put out energy, right? We're human beings that are made of energy. We give energy. And sometimes the universe orchestrates it so that you have the opportunity to address what you're going through art in the craziest way. There's like some type of vibration that Moira was picking up on as you happen to be going through that thing in that moment where you're all like the channels open and the vessel's there and it's flowing through and it creates the opportunity of like, this is the reason you have this part is because you know what this is. Yeah. Like, and that's where you speak from. Yeah.
But that's why I think in interviews, whenever I was saying, like, I learned so much from Anne, it's because every single bit of her storyline not only connected with me, but connected to me in that moment. Like that scene where Gilbert walks in with Winifred, I had been broken up with, like, 2 days before. And so I was sort of going through this, just every experience was so, like, we were on the same wavelength. And it's not, Moira genuinely didn't know more than half of the stuff. Yeah. But there was something in it that was so weird, but so connecting and really beautiful. I don't know. Yeah. It was weird.
I mean, funny enough, like I had a similar experience too with that, especially in like in season 2, I was coming out in my personal life and like revealing that to my family and the content with Mr. Phillips being closeted and grappling with his own sexuality at the time and me thinking, oh my God, certain members of my family are going to see this and like, what are they going to think? And it's not like I had gone up and had a specific conversation with Moira about that because that didn't even happen in season 1. But for that to happen then is just like another marker of this like sixth sense. She's a witch. She's a witch. She's a good witch.
I think that's the conclusion we've come to.
Yeah.
Great. Amazing.
Yeah, that's a fact that we can throw out in an audition.
Crazy. Or she pays a really good FBI agent.
One or the other. One or the other. I mean, at the time though, I'm sure people would have been like, yeah, no, he's gay.
Oh, I didn't know. Like, I was talking to you on set and off set, and I was like, and then we were doing season 2, and I was like, oh, maybe.
Maybe, baby.
I see it. Me, my little bisexual butt being, I don't relate. No, what?
No, never. No, you?
Never.
No. 2 queer icons? Not us.
No, never.
Just one.
Singular.
And it's this one.
And it's Moira.
It's Moira. And Moira the Good Witch. Moira the Good Witch, the queer icon, Moira the Good Witch. I love that. So
Oh,
to cumulate your Anne experiences,
yes.
what would you say is your biggest takeaway?
Oh, oh my God. Oh Jesus. That I can work on 2 hours sleep? No. That's one of them. That's
That's
up
good.
there. That's up there.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna choose two things. One thing, that it was the most beautiful experience to have my adolescence documented,
Mm.
and that I can look back, because it's happened a few times. I've been struggling, and I'll sort of watch Anne secretly. Not about me.
Aw.
I just watch it. It's like a comfort thing, and I watch all my little friends on it. And I'm
Yeah.
watching me as a kid, and I'm able to sort of, when you're a therapist, it's like, just talk to your childhood you.
Yeah.
I just like look at the first episode of Anne, and I'm like, okay, we've done pretty well. Look at how we're going, not career wise, but just emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is the one thing, just that I took away so much education, both emotionally and career wise, of
Mm-hmm.
just who I really wanted to be, and that I wanted to tell really important stories. I didn't want to do
Mm-hmm.
something that was meaningless, or, as silly as it is, but just for money. I want to tell
Yeah.
stories that are real, and that mean something, especially to me or to someone that needs to hear it. And if I have the ability to do that, I will do it, no matter
Mm.
what. That's sort of what I took away.
Great answer.
Oh,
That's a beautiful answer. So,
thank you very
do you
much.
see? Do you see? Does it like? Do parts of Anne Shirley creep up in your
Yes,
life now or in your work now? And if so, where?
consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently.
In
And
what
it's
ways?
so annoying, because I live with my flatmate Kiki, who I
Yeah.
think is watching. And we'll just kind of be going around, and there have been times where we both kind of go, and oh yeah. Okay. And it's just, there's just little moments. I think it's either that she's so a part of me, or I was always just like her secretly. I don't know which, but
Yeah.
I've accepted it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, she
It's
is you. She's a part of you. She came from you. So,
true.
but I mean, if you were gonna have anybody creep up, Anne's a good one. Anne's
Better
a good
than,
one.
like, if I had played a serial killer or something, like that would have weirded me out. If there were points
Yeah.
I'd be like, ooh, that was a little
Yeah.
weird.
Or
That,
or if you played a mean school teacher.
yeah, right. The worst. Does that ever happen with you? Do you ever catch yourself
Just looking in the mirror and going,
just going, I could grow a mustache, but
I can't actually grow a mustache like that. I
oh
don't have
baby,
that
thank God,
capability. It would be
thank God.
like
No,
this.
no,
This.
I will never let you do that. I'm sorry, I love you too much, too much.
Thank you for being a solid friend. That's what I needed.
You are so welcome.
Yeah, this is what I need. What do you think is your most embarrassing moment on Anne?
Oh God, I have so many of these. Oh no. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be so honest right now, and I have never
Hit me.
told this story publicly. And people are gonna take this clip, and they're gonna
Yeah.
put it on TikTok, and it's gonna go. I'll accept it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for the gift in advance.
anytime. So mother Jesus. So I'm 14. This is season 1.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm telling this story. So I met Lucas, right? Sweet little guy. And naturally I had a huge crush on him. Okay? Like,
Yeah.
we can accept that. It's now public knowledge. I was 14.
Who did?
So I had a huge crush on this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing the slate scene. This, when you have to embarrass me, like, it still is like, oh. So we're doing the slate scene, which you've probably witnessed this. So he like throws a piece of paper over first, and then kind of comes over, and we like do the scene. I hit him in the face, and obviously my little brain is just like, oh my God, I'm just like, we're standing so close together, I'm gonna die, like just. And then every time he picks up his little piece of paper and takes it back, and we do the scene again. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking in my brain like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up the piece of paper for him because I'm like so nice. And I go to pick it up, but then he also goes to pick it up, and then he like gives me a hug, and I'm like, oh, random. okay. So I kind of go in to give him a hug, and he like pulls away. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, what? Like, I wasn't giving you a hug. I'm just trying to pick up the paper. Like, so rude. Everyone in the room hears this. I'm sitting with Leah and Glenna and Miranda and Delilah, and all of us, they're all just like, they're trying really hard not to laugh because they love me, but they're like, and then I just sit down and I just sit. Like, I look down at the desk and I want to cry. I am so embarrassed. And so then the next time we film the scene, I hit
the shit out of it.
I hit that. No holding back. I was so. And I remember. I'm glad I saying stop. I'm dying. I've still talked about it with the girls. I'm like, guys, I don't. What happened?
That was juicy.
It was awful.
That is the most vulnerable thing you can do, because like your energy is asking for everything but that.
Yeah.
Like, be cool, get it together, and then for the worst thing in the world to
But from that moment on, like, also my crush went like immediately out the window, was not there anymore. I was like, that was so rude.
Yeah.
And Lucas probably doesn't even remember it. I have sat with this in my soul for years. You
know what? Let's make a promise, everyone here, to each other, that if someone gives us a hug, we will hug them back.
Yeah.
You know? In a safe environment.
You gotta just accept it. Don't embarrass me for all the extras, all the crew, the sound people were laughing at me. I'm 14. I'm like, please, sir.
Yeah. Let's be there for each other. Let's in the future hug Amybeth. That's it.
I kissed him in season 3. I mean, come on. Like, that was me just like, we've gone full circle here. Full circle. Yeah. Come on. Like,
full. That was really funny. That was really
awful.
Funny. I mean,
it's really good to get that off my chest.
And this was a safe space to do it.
It feels like it.
I promise I won't throw that back in your face. I see you. The next time I see you, I go, oh, I was just getting the piece of paper.
No, stop. I'm going to do that with every single member. If I ever see Lucas again, I will not be giving him a hug, ever.
No. He did not earn it. Does not deserve it. I mean, that was so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was good. That one made me cry laugh. Being a human being sometimes, man, like that kind of stuff hurts my body when you like hear the story.
Secondhand embarrassment, and mine's firsthand, but I also feel secondhand for baby me. It hurts.
That should have been your thing. If I could go back and give myself any advice before starting Aaron, don't try to hug Lucas.
Do not do it. Do not, please.
Don't do it. We'll do one more question before we jump on.
Yes,
and this one is, what do you feel is the difference between your Anne set and your Stranger Things set?
Ooh, okay, that's really interesting, actually. I mean, okay, there's a big difference. I think, first of all, I'd never filmed in America before. So there's kind of different set rules of like pickup times and work times. And even sort of like they didn't, like when I was on set for my day, they didn't have like a designated lunchtime. So you're sort of like running out and grabbing a sandwich and eating and filming. It was very kind of sporadic. I think another huge difference was the fact that for Anne, I was there from day 1 to day 0. I don't know how many days off I had, but it wasn't many. Whereas with Stranger Things, it's, you know, I'm joining in the 4th season. They've all been doing this for a while. I very much expected a sense of, oh, yeah, hey, nice to meet you. Okay. Yeah. I was very much expecting that. And, you know, rightfully, I'm not kind of known to any of them as a friend. But I was very lucky that Maya invited me for dinner and sort of, before we filmed, kind of set up a really lovely introduction for me. But yeah, it's different because it's new. And you know, I love all the cast members and they're so sweet. But I don't, you know, I haven't spent too much time with them yet. So I'm sort of, yeah, there's like an anticipation and an excitement of relationships and friendships to build, which I quite like.
Yeah.
and I have time. I have downtime to
Right.
go out and have a drink and chat to them and have dinner. And on Anne, it was like, we will have a nice little game on set, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
The I mean, also too, you're coming into an established environment, so it's not like you're there creating the energy and the vibe of that, but like just to say to your face, you did such an incredible job at making a positive, lighthearted, welcoming set. Like from my first day and then seeing everybody else's first days too, who came in afterwards, you welcomed everyone and made it such a great environment. And I even remember when we were rehearsing the Christmas pantomime, they brought in some singers, and you intentionally putting yourself with the singers, just to like make people feel welcome. And it was so beautiful and so sweet, and such a testament to this beautiful soul that is you.
That's so sweet. I really appreciate that.
And I was just picking up a piece of paper. I'm just kidding. I hug you now.
I was
like, you're like, oh.
That, I'm not kidding. For a moment there, I didn't even remember. I was like,
what?
The drama?
It's called a callback. It's called a callback.